Okay, welcome everyone. I am Saba Alhoshan, the chairman of the session and a presenter at the paper of Virtual Me System. First of all, I'd like to talk about myself a little bit. I'm a 20 years old, as IT student and UX designer. It all started when I was young and I like technology and everything related to that. Then I got accepted to the first batch of Apple in Middle East and South Africa. And I'm very proud and happy to share my work with you and get the chance to present my paper instead of my colleague. And I'd like to express my gratitude to everyone who contributed to this success to reach where I'm now, and my family, my college, and my country, Saudi Arabia, and this conference organizers, of course. Let's start. Before I start to explain it, I'd like to take you all through a question. Do you really own your own voice? And by saying that, I don't mean the voice you write or anything else. I mean your regular voice, the voice that came from your mouth. Immediately, you will answer yes, but actually, and unfortunately, you don't. Let me tell you how and what's the result of not owning your own voice. We'll go through a quick story. In 2020, voice cloning technology was used to impersonate a German CEO to derive his British employee to send an electronic transfer worth 2,400 only by using his voice from the social media and other available recordings online. Another dangerous case was an old woman was threatened from a hidden caller to hear her daughter's voice yelling to help for help as she was kidnapped from that person, where he asked the mother to transfer an amount of money. After a few minutes, the daughter called the mother as usual. Then the mom got surprised that everything is okay, where it turned out to be a deep fake voice from the social media published recording of the daughter done by one of the AI tools. Speaking of AI tools, in December 2020, an AI sound alteration tool was published on the internet. Within 4 months, from 4,000 creators, 2,225 creators used that tool for tools for the content creation, tools in AI. That's mean the popularity and the ease of use of and the acceptance of the AI tool in the world. So the impact is not on me or on us, it's all in all fields. Let's start for politicals, religion scholars, medical references, economy. For example, like I mentioned before, the impact for whom? What's the benefit of owning my own voice? Since every human owns a distinct voice, that means this is a global problem in all fields at all ages. As I mentioned before, the German CEO and the money, other stories that happened before and will continue happening. The religion scholars and the next generation believes, and the sources, the origin sources will be lost within few years if we don't solve the problem of a human owning their voice. In TikTok 2023, many people published videos on the platform claiming that these are scholars saying, changing beliefs of the next generations. And also in the medical fields, where a lot of doctors become influencers in social media giving advices, that's mean many published voice recording that could be deepfaked. Also, speaking of economy, voice usage for commercial purposes like singers, many sounds has been used for commercial purposes and no one is accountable for doing that. And let's move on to the key points of our problem in our paper, exploring the significance of the problem. First, we have the virtual rights. Humans have rights that are not tangible in the physical world, known as the virtual rights. And each individual have a unique and distinct voice, but don't have ownership rights over it. That's mean there's no effective technology or legal system that has emerged to address this and solve the problem of deep fakes. Also, the AI tools technology is advancing rapidly to the point where it's become beyond the human control. So a limit must be put to limit this problem and affection. And that key point in the problem statement leads us to 3 points: the existence of unsecured virtual rights properties, especially the voice ownership rights. Virtual rights can be owned in the physical world. Individuals are defenseless against their violation. The difficulty of controlling individuals who modify and distribute voices globally over the internet, artificial intelligence tools, ease of use and learnability of it, and the accuracy of the result. And as we mentioned in our paper, 3 seconds of your voice is guaranteed to make a full voice of 3 and 5 to 5 minutes of the original human voice. And no legalization or solution to safeguard the ownership rights of human voices, and deepfaking remains legal, unaccountable for individuals up to the present time. And in Arabic, we have old sayings that said that everyone will misbehave if we guarantee the consequences. So that's why we came up with the virtual me system, a digital wallet that to your virtual rights. We realized that the problem is not having an ownership for your property, such as the voice. So in this paper, we discussed how we will create a secure, accountable environment for virtual rights by providing voice fingerprint to each distinct voice using the blockchain technology. Let's go over a detailed flow of the digital wallet. First, the property registration. This is solve the first key point, as I mentioned before, converting intangible assets in the physical world into registered property. Second, the user have to record his voice by precision of high precision of voice recording. Third, the fingerprints, which is the main idea of our system in the paper, voice registration through encryption with a unique code generated by the IPFS, which will be explained later. Lastly, the digital wallet, data stored securely, one-way tech, blockchain, and smart contract digital wallet. So we're providing a secure, accountable environment for who? We are including politicals, religion scholars, in priority the voice industry, and everyone. Everyone can benefit from this system to safeguard his or her voice. So we're creating a secure and accountable environment for the virtual rights in the world. Let's get to know more few things about related work and systems. First, the IPFS, as mentioned in the slide, unique hash code for the content identifier generated by the interplanetary file system decentralized storage. In IPFS, each file and all of its content are given a unique cryptographic hash, which serve as its unique identifier. Files are divided into small chunks, which helps us to separate each user and his voice. And each of these chunks are addressed by its hash, a unique hash. Of course, this addressing mechanism enables efficient content-based addressing, meaning that if a file content remains the same, it will always have the same as the fingerprint for the voice. Secondly, which is included in our future work, the FFT, the voice analysis from the fast Fourier transform, which analyze the frequency content of a sound. That will give extra credit to the voice owner to analyze the voice and give a legal proof to compare it when it's used illegally. Third, and the main, is the blockchain and smart contract for more secure data transactions. Of course, as it's known for the one-way tech, it's used to the most or one of the most secure blockchain technology, secure environments, blockchain technology in the market. The system architecture. Let's go through a detailed flow of our architecture. First, we'll start with the MetaMask. MetaMask is used to the portal to enter the blockchain technology. So the user sign with the MetaMask wallet as it acts a bridge between the user's account and the blockchain network. Secondly, authenticated process for it's a regular OTP for secondly to make sure that everything is secured for the user and it's the real user entering. Third, as I explained before, the IPFS, each recorded voice fingerprint is assigned to a unique content identifier, code based on its content, which will be generated by the interplanetary file system, the IPFS. Lastly, contract, the CID will be stored in the blockchain via smart contract, ensuring resistance to modification. And that's the goal of owning your own voice, that it's the real original registered voice. This flow explain what I just explained in the system architecture. First, the user will go through a front page for the virtual me system through the blockchain network. And as I mentioned, the MetaMask portal, then a front end created by React, entering the smart contract, where there's an IPFS storage that create the hash code for the user, information that's stored in the MongoDB first when assigned in the presentation. And I'd like to present the prototype imaginary. As we are in the implementing phase, I'd like to take you through an imaginary prototype of what the virtual me system will be. First, the homepage. As you can see, we designed this to be easy and clear and not complicated, so the user can go through the flow and reach his goal without any complications. User will have two options, either to record a new voice or to view the previously recorded voice, which is the sound fingerprints for his voice. Secondly, when the user start to record, we wanted to make sure that everything will go properly to the idea that we created before in our paper. So when the user start to recording, the predefined text will be shown to while recording to ensure the letter accuracy, and everything is said properly to ensure the originality of the voice of the original user. The voice fingerprint wallet, when the user finished recording, they will find the voice fingerprint in their wallet as a digital wallet. And as I mentioned before, the whole idea was to create a digital wallet for the virtual rights for users and humanity. Our future vision, we want to expand the idea of voice analyzation, where we can prove the ownership in the wider manner, as we want to save more and many new virtual rights for humanity. For example, NFTs, some painting, a lot of virtual rights that the human owns, but not in intangible form. So last but not least, with the virtual me, you do own your voice. Thank you everyone for listening and for this great opportunity. Are my contacts information. Feel free to reach out, and thank you.